what I see. I know what I know to be. God is so good all the time. God is so good all the time. God is so good all the time, all the time. I'm walking by faith and not by sight, 'cause what seems wrong today, tomorrow might be right. All is well and it's all good and unfolding as it should. God is so good all the time. God is so good all the time. God is so good. God good all the time, all the time. Well, God is so good through the highs and lows, so good through the troubles and woes, so good through the peaks and valleys, so good. God is so good all the time, all the time. It's all good and unfolding as it should. God is so good all the time. God is so good all the time. God is so good all the time, all the time. Well, God is so good through the highs and lows, so good the troubles and woes, so good through the peaks and valleys, so good. God is so good all the time, all the time. God is so good all the time, all the time. God is so good all the time.
All right, Linda Ackerman, Joshua Carruthers, Rafael Carruthers. Magnificent way to start this beautiful Sunday morning. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz. I'm the spiritual director here, and it is my pleasure to welcome you magnificent people who are in the room and welcome everybody who is also watching us online. We are a spiritual community. We are celebrating love, and let's let love motivate us into this experience today. What do you say about that? Yeah, I want to let you all know what the vision of Unity of Tucson is. It is that we envision a place of peace, beauty, and power where spiritual principles are taught and practiced within an ever-growing and dynamic congregation. This is a dynamic congregation. We're going to run the montage video for those who are watching online so they can see some of the faces of the people in our dynamic congregation as we step into this first song. And if you feel like moving your body, you're allowed to do that. I know the truth about you. I feel the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is all right. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is all right. I see you dripping with abundance and ease. I see you enjoying the life you please. Playful at work and creative at play. I see you in gratitude for every day. And I say, I know the truth about you. I feel the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is all right. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is all right. I know the dreams of your heart want to fly. It's time to spread your wings and give it a try. The love you give, you know you're bound to receive. Your good can only grow the more you believe. Come on now, I know the truth about you. I feel the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is all right. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is all right. It's all right. biggest self can't be denied. You've got no place to hide because I know the truth about you. I feel the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is all right. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is all right. I know the truth about you. I feel the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is all right. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is all right. Yes, indeed. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to a beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning. So, it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, it has been a while. It's been more than 6 months at this point. And, you know, it's interesting because in that 6 months, I've come to be the senior minister here. It was an interesting way to start my ministerial tenure here, but I am so excited that we are taking this opportunity to find safe ways to gather in person, and I'm so grateful for those of you who are in the room, and of course for everyone who is watching online. Grateful that you are part of this spiritual community. We are a spiritual community, and we're here to teach practical tools for a better life. That's how I have come to understand the nature of spirituality and spiritual practice in my life. The nature of it is that as I engage spiritual practice in my life through practical application, that means understanding meditation and prayer and using these things in my life. And if you use them in your life, all of our lives will get better. What do you say to that? Yeah. It is my belief that we can precipitate our own spiritual evolution. Let's read together the words of our mission statement. Within the principles of unity, we are a ministry of love, inspiration, learning, wholeness, acceptance, and joy that empowers all people to embrace their divine nature. I know that your nature is divine because I know only one truth. I know that there is only one power and one presence. There is only God. God, being infinite, means there is nothing separate from it, and so we are all part of that infinite nature, that infinite energy. Our divine nature also is reflected in the tenets that I carry with me and invite you to carry with you in your heart, and they are these: love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. And I want to acknowledge Kathy, who's sitting here in the front row. She made these beautiful banners to affirm the tenets of this vision. Yes. I also know this truth about you, and it is that you are love, you are light, you are life, you are magnificent, absolutely magnificent. I believe that spiritual transformation is possible, and it is our work to awaken to our magnificence. So if you're online, I want to invite you to use the chat function. Reach out to your friends and neighbors. Let them know that you are here with us. We are all together as one spiritual family. And if you're in the room, I'm going to invite you to simply just look around. I'm not going to have everybody get up and, because we're trying to maintain our distance, but look around and see the faces of the beautiful, magnificent people that are sharing this opportunity to deepen with you today. As those messages of love and the considerations of love proliferate, I'm going to invite us all to relax right where we are as we take a few moments for centering, a little quiet time, a little meditative practice. If it's safe and comfortable for you to close your eyes, and I will invite you to do that. Simply allow in this moment. Turning our attention to the breath, deepening into the realization that there's nothing that we need to do to make the breath happen. It is the natural flow of life. And so just become aware of the activity of the breath. The gentle rise and fall with each inhale and exhale. The easeful flow.
As we continue this time of quiet, I'm going to speak out loud this month's affirmation. And I invite you to take it into your heart in whatever way resonates with you today. The affirmation is this: I know who I am, and I am boldly living this truth every day. Simply acknowledge whatever comes up for you with this affirmation. I know who I am, and I am boldly living this truth every day. What feelings arise? That feeling, whatever comes up for you, is not to be judged. Just become aware. For that feeling is a feeling of divinity. Let us be rooted in this understanding. That right here in this moment we are aligned with and expressing as this infinite Christ consciousness. That the pure nature of our beingness is God. And in knowing this, let us know too that God is living boldly by means of each and every one of us. This is the truth, and I accept this wholeheartedly in this moment.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough light and quite enough power to walk through every fear. One spirit is in this very room.
Let us acknowledge in this moment that the room is not a physical space. The room is an understanding of the infinite that is at the core of our thoughts, the core of our feelings, the core of our beliefs. And in this, wherever we are in this very room. A room of love, a room of light, a room of infinite life. I acknowledge this truth, that there is God and nothing else. Nothing else. And this is who and what each and every one of us is. We are the very nature of divine energy, unfolding magnificently. This is the core identity of each and every one of us. I trust this, I know this, and I know that this time that we have chosen to be together in the various ways that we are able to join together is a time that is blessed. It is a time that is saturated with love. And this is how I choose to experience. I live in deep gratitude for this understanding, and I simply allow the pure, perfect unfoldment of this blessed time. And And I do so with a grateful heart, allowing and allowing and allowing. And so it is. Amen. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough love and quite enough power to open every heart. One Spirit, one Spirit. Is in this very room, in this very room, in this very room. I'm going to invite Kathy to join me. Kathy has volunteered to help out today with our ritual, lighting the flames of faith. We do this to honor the faith traditions, the religious paths, the spiritual ideologies of the world. And last month we focused on the Golden Rule, and this month I thought I would look at what do these particular traditions claim to be the purpose of life. How do they all approach that concept, the purpose of life? And so for each candle that we light, let us honor the tradition, understand that they are living their own expression and experience of life in their perfect way. And so each candle is an honoring. So we light a candle for the Tao, which teaches that the purpose of life is inner harmony, peace, and longevity. This is achieved by living in accordance with the Tao. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, which teach that through a close relationship with the natural world, one gains guidance, support, and wisdom to live their best life. We light a candle for Hinduism, which teaches that we are able to escape the bondage, ignorance, and a state of illusion through multiple experiences of life. Each life leads us closer to enlightenment. We light a candle for Judaism, which teaches that the highest calling is to obey the commandments of God and to live ethically according to law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, which teaches the purpose of life is to avoid suffering and to gain enlightenment. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, which teaches salvation from sin through faith in Christ, through sacraments, and through good works. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, which teaches that through submission to the will of God, one will gain paradise. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, which teaches that the soul is eternal and essentially good, and that the purpose of life is to develop spiritually and draw closer to God. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, which teaches the divinity of all creation and the supremacy of thought over matter. Through a law of cause and effect, one can recreate the circumstances of their life. We light a candle for all those who may as yet be unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. And this final candle we light is the candle which represents the healing of any circumstance that requires divinity to be revealed. For that is the true nature of healing, the revelation of the God essence, the God energy at the core of all creation. And when we are in pure, perfect alignment with that energy, we experience healing. So this is your candle for whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. Thank you. The candle to your left is a candle which represents peace. This is our peace candle. We keep this candle consistently illuminated with the understanding that it is reflective of the consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And as we allow that illuminated peace to move past our physical confines, what we perceive to be our physical confines, we create peaceful experiences in this world. So let's honor this candle by rooting ourselves in the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. There's a song that I have held close to my heart for a very long time. It seems like I say that every week, doesn't it? I'm a musical person by nature, and so lots of songs are held very close to my heart. This is a song that I came across many years ago, and it just seems to always be a great reminder when I come back to it of how easy it is to step away from the context of what this song is saying. And as we remind ourselves, we can step back and allow. And so that's my full introduction.
Too many visionaries, too many blind luminaries, too many castaways out begging to be saved. There's too many money chasers ganging up on Mother Nature, creature comforting our paradise away. But who am I to say? I've just been born today in a cabin to myself out in the redwoods. And my word straight to God, or what I think is God. I know another way out if we all could stop for a minute, wipe the progress from our eyes, and stare at the setting sun that holds us here alive, and dream like we've never dreamed, for less, not more this time. You are my ally. If you can, so can I. Simplify. Advertisements advertising, mesmerizing us into that buy it now or never dream. There's too many corporations, too many television stations, too many restaurants not serving what we need. But who am I to say? I've just been born today in a cabin to myself out in the redwoods. And my word straight to God, or what I think is God. I know another way out if we all could stop for a minute, wipe the progress from our eyes, and stare at the setting sun that holds us here alive, and dream like we've never dreamed, for less, not more this time. You are my ally. If you can, so can I. Simplify. Myself out in the redwoods, and my word straight to God, or what I think is God. I know another way out if we all
stop for a minute, wipe the progress from our eyes, and stare at the setting sun that holds us here alive, and dream like we've never dreamed, for less, not more this time. You are my ally. If you can, so can I. Simplify. Thank you. Let's hear it for this magnificent band. It's a song by Brendan James. There's a funny thing he did in composing that song. It's not a simple song, but as the song progresses, it becomes more simple and more simple and more simple. And what a great metaphor musically to address exactly what he's saying in that song. Simplify, simplify, simplify. I want to start with this. The life we live. I talked about the purpose of life. The life we live is the universal life expressing through us. Our thought and emotion is the use we make, consciously or unconsciously, of this original creative thing that is the cause of everything. It's a lot of words. It's a lot of words. Basically, what that means is the life we are living is God's life. The life we are living is God's life. We, through our thought, through our emotion, through our feeling and beliefs, we create the construct of our experience, but at the core, the life we are living is God's life. Those thoughts, those feelings, those beliefs are active at the level of awareness and below the level of awareness. I talk about that a lot. That they are the use we make, consciously or unconsciously, of this thing called life. We are living God's life and calling it our own. And so how are you choosing to live God's life today? How are you choosing to live God's life today? What choices will you make, not just in this moment, but when you move from this place into your next thing and your next thing and your next thing? What choices will you make? Will you make choices that are in alignment with what we claim to be the God essence of love, or will it be something else? Because it's one power, and we utilize it in various ways. We utilize it there is no limit to the power, so we can use it however we choose to use it. And I am never here to say, and this bucks a trend a little bit, because I'm sure you've all heard, God is good, right? God is good. And I believe personally that God is good, but also God is. God is. How you choose to utilize this infinite creative power is the degree to which God expresses as good or as something else in your life. So let us step away from pejorative statements like God is good and recognize that God is exactly what we decide for God to be by means of us. If we are talking about simplifying, as the song says, it doesn't get simpler than that. Who I am is God. How I choose to be is God. In the song, there's one of my favorite lyrics in the song is this lyric. There are too many castaways out begging to be saved. There are too many castaways out begging to be saved. And it brings up, the reason I love this lyric is because I always have to stop myself and I have to stop for a minute and step aside and say, am I allowing myself to be a castaway, begging to be saved, floating on a sea of need? Because when I give up the need for the form, what am I left with? I find that I am beyond the form. Where did we learn? Where did we learn to need what we think we need? Where did we learn to need what we think we need? And can we let that go? Too many advertisements, advertising, mesmerizing us into that buy it now or never dream. Oh. We are taught to need by means of advertising. We are taught to need by means of societal pressure. We are taught to need with respect to political ideology. We are taught to need even within spiritual and religious ideologies. We are taught to need. What if we let go of all that need and stepped into freedom and flexibility? That's what simplifying is all about for me. So today is all about stop for a minute. Stop for a minute and reflect. Stop for a minute and reflect. I want you to engage with me for a moment. And I want you to just bring to mind something in your life where you feel you have lost. I know it seems weird that I would ask you to bring that to mind, right? But just allow yourself to bring to mind something you feel you've lost in your life. What does that do for you? What does that feel like? You don't need to be afraid of the feeling that that brings up for you. Perhaps there is a point in your life that you can look back upon in your past where you feel like you've lost everything. Just everything. If you truly lost everything, what would you be left with? Stop for a minute and allow yourself to entertain what you are left with in the consideration of loss. You would be left, I believe, with one thing and one thing only that can never be lost. You can never lose God. That's what you're left with, because that is all that exists. All the stuff that we decide we need, while it is reflective of God and it is reflective of the way we are thinking, feeling, and believing and utilizing this power and presence of God as our life, if you strip all of that away, stop for a minute and entertain the notion that God is, because that's what it keeps coming back to. So if we are left only with God, in stripping all of that stuff away and losing something or losing everything, if we strip all of that away and we are left only with God, it begs for me this question. You ready? What is God? That's the ultimate question in so many traditions. What is God? You know, we all have this idea, and all these traditions have a particularized notion of what God is, and they wrap their entire philosophy around this notion of a thing. There are traditions within New Thought that call God the thing itself. We take away any anthropomorphized idea of God, and what we are left with is one thing: consciousness, a creative energy, and nothing else. This is the ultimate exploration, I think, to really entertain the notion of what is this thing called God? What is consciousness? And for me, it's the reason that I keep showing up. I keep showing up not just here on a Sunday and not just here in my life, but actually not just here on a Sunday and not just here in a spiritual tradition, but here in my life. I am here to acknowledge and explore this idea of what is God. How about you? What do you believe you are here to do? Stop for a minute and consider that. There are as many ways of defining God as there are individuals who can consider those ways. For I can guarantee you that every single person present here in this room, every single person who is engaged with us online right here and right now, while we may have similar notions of God, we are each and every one of us defining God in our own unique, individualized fashion. And that's a magnificent thing because it says there is room for all of it. So what do you think? What do you think? Have you truly given thought to what God is for you? Stop for a minute. There is no judgment here if you have or you haven't. There is only the call to an opportunity right now to consider it for yourself, right here in this moment. Stop for a minute. Wipe the progress from our eyes. Consider for a moment what might be taken for granted. It is easy. It's so easy. I do this myself. It is so easy for us to fall into taking for granted what we think we know. And I'll tell you, once you really embody what you think you know, I guarantee you there's going to be something up that comes up in your life that will contradict it and put you into that place of questioning. Do I think I know? Do I really know? I don't know. I've mentioned a couple times in various places that I'm in this advanced consciousness studies course right now. And we've had a few classes, and it's really like we're really engaging the Socratic method. It is just conversation. While there is reading, there's no like written homework, but we engage in this conversation, and almost every conversation ends with us going, well, the answer to the question that's been posed is, I don't know. It is very easy to take for granted what we think we know. It is a safety mechanism for us. It's a safety mechanism because it allows us to be in that place of comfort, right? It allows us to be in our comfort zone. We are secure in that comfort. So, what is God? The answer to the question can never really, really be verbalized. It's the great exploration. We strive for understanding that which we can never understand. We strive to understand that which can never be understood. Why can it never be understood? The infinite can never be truly understood because the moment we try to understand, we have limited the infinite. Get it? The minute we conceive of some idea of what God is, we have limited it. And we will live with the constructs of that limitation as our life unfolds until we step back, stop for a minute, and let go. It helps me, what I have found helps me, and if this is of value to you, I invite you to utilize this in your own life, that when I am rooted too much in my intellectual space of trying to understand what God is, what helps me is to step back and say, what is it in considering this that I feel right now? What do I feel right now? There is value in letting go of the intellect and allowing the intuition to flow through as feeling. But to do that, we must be willing to simplify. Because the mind, here's the thing, the mind, which is all, the mind is the use of consciousness. It is the specified use of consciousness. The mind already knows. And let's not get confused between the mind and the brain, even though we almost always point to our heads when we say mind, don't we? Because we align it with the brain. The brain is a physical tool. But what is the mind? I'm not going to answer that question today. Maybe someday. The mind is bold. The mind is bold and daring. To have the brain understand what the mind already knows is the ultimate journey. Think about that. I want to encourage today that we all take time to deepen into that feeling of God. Because feeling is the key ingredient in creation. I'm going to say that again. Feeling is the key ingredient in creation. When we do our prayer work, I'm not going to ask for you to raise your hand, but I am going to ask you to consider for yourself the degree to which you do prayer work in your life. The degree to which we do prayer work, the active nature of the prayer can be reflected in the feeling that it leaves or engenders within us. So stop for a minute. What do you feel? Do you feel receptive to the infinite power? If so, wonderful. If not, that's fine. What I will encourage you to do is simplify. Tap into what it is you feel. Spiritual work is twofold. Now, we spend a lot of time addressing our connection. In Sunday talks, we spend a lot of time addressing our connection as the power, that we are the point of power, and as we speak our word, as we express our word, we are putting into place constructs of our life, that our word creates our experience. That is important, to be the power, to express that power. That is important. It is faith. But the true faith comes in this. The true faith comes in this. As we freely allow the creative energy to flow as us, a necessary aspect of the creative process is our own receptivity to the flow. Because that's where we sometimes can get out of whack, for lack of a more technical term. Our own receptivity is just as important as the power we put into the prayer. For prayer being a movement in consciousness for a specific purpose is only effective if we are receptive to living the prayer. Our receptivity in creation allows that flow unhindered, which brings me back to the very, very first thing I offered today, which is this: the life we live is the universal life expressing through us. Our thought and emotion is the use we make, consciously or unconsciously, of this original creative thing that is the cause of everything. The life we live is the universal life expressing through us. We can activate that expression through prayer. That's what we teach. Are you receptive to this simple consideration? That you are the thinker and the object of the thing that you are thinking about. When we come to understand this more, we are that much closer to self-mastery. And mastery is revealed in the expression of our ideas, which show up as our life. Ideas cannot reveal themselves just willy-nilly. They must require people. Ideas require people with minds conditioned to receive them. Negative ideas need negatively conditioned people. Who are you going to decide to be today? Negative ideas need negatively conditioned people. Positive ideas need creative thinkers, affirmative thinkers. Each of us receives these types of ideas according to our preconditioned consciousness, but we can recondition our consciousness. We don't need to live within our preconditioned consciousness. Our work is to recondition our consciousness. If we have been conditioning our minds since birth in a particular path, we are not relegated to living that path forever. That is the magnificent gift we have of this moment. So stop for a minute. Because who you have been does not need to be who you are now, unless you decide for it to be. Our work is to move from those preconceived ideas to those reconceived ideas. And in this we are transformed. Be ye renewed by the transforming of your mind. Romans 12:2. Here's the deal, though. It takes work. Nobody ever wants to hear that. It takes work. I have worked on this a lot. And it will continue. There are people who will know what I'm about to say. It continues to be work until you have habitualized the idea, and then it's no longer work, it just becomes your life. Are you willing to do the work is the real question. The work to me today that I'm going to offer is that we simplify our approach to life. We can engage this actively. Stop for a minute. In stopping for a minute, we afford ourselves the chance to recondition and renew our minds. In stopping for a minute, we afford ourselves the chance to establish a new cause from which our effects simply flow forth and not be reflexively caught in habitual thinking that may be detrimental to our desired experiences of life. One of the habits that I see a lot in people I work with is this habit. And maybe this resonates with you, maybe not. Check in as I say this. Those people whose habit is to, when addressed with some concept or action in their life, say, I can't. Let's simplify our life in this way. Remove from your vocabulary entirely the words, I can't. Instead of I can't, ask yourself the question, what can I do? Then stop for a minute and live within that infinite possibility. That is inviting receptivity. It is allowing yourself to be open to your true nature, which is infinite possibility, not relegated by anything in the past, but who you choose to be now and moving forward evermore. Be bold in that nature, because that is what I am encouraging us all to do this month of October. The theme for October is Behold, be bold. Allow yourself to be bold. Allow yourself the luxury of remembering who you are. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Stop for a minute and consider that. Namaste. So if you hadn't guessed, that is the homework this week. I've had some people reach out to me. I like giving homework. I like saying, as you leave here today, go work on this, because that's how you truly change your life. The homework this week is remove I can't from your vocabulary. Stop for a minute when you find yourself saying I can't in some situation and ask yourself, what can I do? Carl Jung wrote, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. It is an unconscious response to say, I can't. And as long as you say, I can't, you will believe that you can't, and you may call that fate. Whatever's come up for you today, whatever kernel of truth has resonated in your soul today, allow yourself to bring that to mind in the here and now. As we drop down into the truth, just be aware. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. How does that feel? I spent a lot of time feeling up here. Yeah. This is the opportunity in our service that we take every single week to live in gratitude and to give as well. Why do we give? Well, of course we give because we want to be here. We want to be able to continue to proliferate this vision and mission here at Unity of Tucson, and it is your support that allows us to do so. But before everybody goes in and starts reaching into your purses and into your wallets, we're not passing the basket, just to be clear. If you're in the room, what we will invite you to do, although we will sing the giving song, and we'll go through that, is we will invite you to put your contributions into the baskets that are at the back of the room, so we're not passing around and having lots of touchy-feely things. So yeah, there are baskets at the back of the room, so as you exit, you can put your offerings into the basket back there. If you're online, there are many ways to give. You can click, you can go to unitytucson.com, click on the donate link, which is on the webpage there, give in that fashion. You can also phone in your card by calling the office during our regular office hours, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. You can also send in a check. If you would like to utilize the postal service, you can send in a check or any other delivery service. We're fine. We will accept it all. There is also the possibility, if you choose to give by credit card and you're here present today, you can do that in the bookstore as well. We joyfully accept your donations in that manner. Let's read together our divine givingness statement as we acknowledge the great good that is this loving presence, expressed as money, for money is God in action. Let's read this together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I joyously contribute to my spiritual center, knowing that it goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless, and returns to me multiplied abundantly. I thankfully acknowledge God as my source. New song today, song I haven't sung except in rehearsal this morning for many years, but it's fun. It's a fun one. Here we go.
These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive. Love, are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive. Passion, I am ready. Success, yes, I am ready. Abundance, I am ready. I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive.
That's a fun song. Yeah, I like that song. A couple of things just to let you know about. The registration link for next week's service will be sent in an email at 5 p.m. tonight. Now, what I want you to know is that because of some of the feedback that we've gotten, we are malleable. We can change and grow and help everyone have equal access to being present here in the room. So a couple of things that go with that. It will go live in an email out today at 5 p.m. It will also show up on our website, unitytucson.com, as a link at the very top menu. It'll say register for Sunday. You click on that and you can go to the registration page. We are also going to open up and allow you, if you would like to call the office during our regular office hours, you can call the office and we will take your registration in that form as well. I think that just helps everyone because, not everybody has a computer or is as computer savvy as I assume everybody is. I mean, I just take it for granted that everybody uses computers these days, but not everybody does. So if you would like, you are welcome to give a phone call to the office. We will help you with your registration. For those of you who are online, or if you're running home and want to be on the virtual social hour, I'm deciding to help facilitate that I'm setting the time for that as 12 noon today. So if you're watching online, the Zoom call will be at 12 noon today. Gives me an opportunity to do some greeting here in the room, and then I can go and be online with those of you who are online. The fall spiritual renewal begins 2 weeks from today, October 18th. The book we are utilizing for our spiritual renewal is Divine Audacity. The book is available in our bookstore, so make sure you pick up a copy. Also, we are asking people to sign up to be small group leaders. We're proliferating a virtual small group format this year because of the construct of the way our world is operating right now. If you are able to host a small group online for the discussions that will be put out there through our spiritual renewal, you can sign up for that online, unitytucson.com/fall renewal. That is also a link in our top menu at our website. So if you just go to the website, you can see sign up to be you can see fall spiritual renewal. You can sign up on the page there. Our October artist this month is Meredith Little. You've seen her work as you came in to the lobby today. She is an active congregant at Unity of Tucson. Now, I wasn't here, but you may have been here when she spoke here in February. Meredith is showing a beautiful collection of her acrylic paintings, mixed media artwork. Some are on canvas, some are on canvas board. Those that are framed have very lovely frames. Her artwork is shown in many sizes and at very reasonable prices. Did you know you can buy the artwork that is put on display here? You can purchase the artwork through our bookstore, or if you'd like, you can wait until October 18th. Meredith will be here on October 18th, and you can buy it directly from her. There are red dots. There's a desk out there. There are red dots in the drawer of that desk, and if you put a red dot onto the title card for the piece that you want, that will then become reserved for you. Meanwhile, do please enjoy the work of Meredith Little in our gallery out in the lobby, out in the foyer. I want to say thank you to everybody who has made today possible. I want to say thank you, of course, to our technical crew, Wally and Don and Aiden, who allow us to be sent out to the internet in a magnificent way, and that's the way that it had been for such a long time. Always grateful for them, yes. I want to say thank you to our board members on duty. I want to say thank you to Freddie for all helping guide people and help you find your seats and to be a wonderful greeting presence as you walked in today. I want to say thank you to this magnificent, you can clap. I want to say thank you to this magnificent band, Linda, Joshua, Raphael. Grateful for your service and your genius. I, of course, want to say thank you to all of you for being here present, for making your presence known not just here in this place, but in this world, because you matter. You matter, and I know that you are magnificent. That goes for everyone who is watching us online. I am grateful for the presence and this spiritual family, and I never take that for granted. Let's read together as we complete our time here the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am that light. The love of God enfolds me. I am that love. The power of God protects me. I am that power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And so it is. Amen. Now there is peace on earth, for it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Peace has begun with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, this is my joyous vow, to take
take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Thank you, God, for peace on earth, for it has begun with me. If you think there's nothing new under the sun, if it's possible, it's already been done. If you think the stage has all been set, think again. You ain't seen nothing yet. The sun'll come up with the wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. If you think you finally made your bed, and there ain't nothing down that road ahead. If you think this is as good as it gets, wanna bet? You ain't seen nothing yet. The sun'll come up with the wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. Make it a magnificent week, everyone.